All right, welcome everybody. My name is Duke, and this is my YouTube channel. This is Awakening from the Dream Show. It's going to be episode 3. Doesn't really matter if you watch them in order. All the Awakening from the Dream shows are pretty much going to be the same content. So, wanted to talk a little bit more about the subject matter of who we really are. There's only one self. And oftentimes, when you're talking about the truth and reality, to someone who's only embraced the worldly ideas, what school, church, and all these authorities have said reality is, oftentimes the simple truth can sound insane. And the truth, it's been said that the truth is so simple, it's hard for complex minds to grasp. The very minds that construct our world, design computers, perform elaborate surgeries, create our legal systems, these very minds oftentimes can't even grasp the simple truth of oneness. Who we really are, there's only one self, but what does that mean? It sure doesn't seem that way in the world. It actually seems just the opposite, that every body is like a separate containment of their own personal life. And this was all done by design. The world's dream is a dream that we can be separate, different, and individual. And the physical body, a biological computer, is used for this purpose, a separation device. And when you start to become self-aware or self-conscious, you realize that the life behind every set of eyes, every set of ears, is the same life. It beats every heart. It's as if this life had to figure out a way to fool itself into believing that it was separate. So once you start to grasp the truth within yourself, you understand that victim and victimizer are the same one, and you understand that the true forgiveness is actually self-forgiveness. Whatever you see another do, it's actually your own self doing that. But it's the same life that's behind your set of eyes is behind their set of eyes. It's reconfigured differently with a central nervous system and a brain. It gives the perception that we're a different person or an individual. So all the insanity of our world is all based on its bodies, brains that are asleep at the wheel. A very, very small percentage of this planet actually even has an inkling of who they really are. And it's something you know within yourself. It's not something that is influenced by science or religion. It's something you intrinsically know, you come to know within yourself. Often times there's experiences throughout your life that confirm these very things. And you know that you know that you know, and you begin to have what would be deemed, I guess, as different from most people that we perceive outside of ourselves, is we have an experience where we start to see everybody as ourself. And you start to come out of the clouds. You realize there's no hell, there's no heaven. These are all, there is in a sense, but not the way that we've been taught through religion. Hell, heaven, spirit, all these things are all within one mind. It's all coming from us. So ultimately, there's nothing outside of you. Everything we perceive with our five senses were designed to trick us into perceiving that there's a world outside of our mind. And mind is not the brain. Everything is within one mind. All physical matter, all time and space is actually thought generated by one mind. So what this means for us in our everyday life is it's a transformation of how we perceive other people. Because we turn on the news and you'll notice, like on the news, everything is pointing to who did it. Who's the guilty one? Who's the guilt going to rest on? And it's a thought system we've all been brought into that's designed to make us think other people are separate from us. So that's why we need victims and victimizers, is to keep the lie going. You know, if we come out of it, you know, we realize our brother and sister, we're all the same self, we're all one. There's nothing that cannot be forgiven. We do not have to condemn anyone. And a matter of fact, this type of love that's often not seen in the world would actually be so powerful it would transform everything and everyone that it touched. Because instead of punishing the criminal, we would embrace everyone in a sense that would be deemed fearful by some. Some would perceive it as fearful. Real love is often, it's unacceptable in our society. It's taboo to break on through to the other side, so to speak, and realize to embrace everyone without exception. It's a love that includes all. It's the same reason, like, you know, you could see it in the story of Jesus. You know, he had to be put to death. He was deemed a threat. Although the story of Jesus, they turned it around into an idol worshiping, and they put all the emphasis on the messenger and not the message, and it got turned into the bullshit it is today. Fundamentalist Christianity is really an insult to the true teachings of Jesus, and that's why Jesus never wrote the Bible. It's all misinterpreted information, the truth mixed with lies, made to confuse the minds of men. So it's really about learning to actually think for oneself, to actually come out of the bullshit, to be the bigger person, to step up and to truly love, to truly forgive, to see our brother and sister as one. There's really a lack of that in the world. I mean, I myself am not claiming to be any kind of extraordinary person. I'm just a messenger, and doing my best to broadcast a message that I think is not spoken of enough in our world. I look around. I myself I haven't really watched the news or read newspapers for years. I hear secondhand news from other people, but I don't entertain political parties. I don't claim to be any kind of religion. I've kind of stepped outside of it all. That's why I've come to a point now with making these videos. I think it's time to actually speak up and share my voice. And this is a great way to do it. I just got to get myself to make the videos. So that's going to be the content of the Awakening from the Dream Show episodes. And with each video, I'm just going to try to talk about the same message, but hit it from all these different angles, and just see how all this unfolds. So yeah, I'm going to keep these videos short. but my goal is to make as many videos as I can this year. All right, so yeah, ran out of room there. Thought I'd finish it up here in the car. Welcome to Awakening from the Dream Show. And wanted to add too that a big part of the process is unlearning everything that we've come to learn through science and religion. Is really like the first initial key step is coming to that place of humility, to truly go within and realize that everything we've come to learn through our five senses is not real, is not true. That's like the first step, and then real knowledge can start to be downloaded when that open place is made. The truth that sets you free it's within ourself, the truth that sets you free. And fundamentalist religion turned that into worshiping a man, worshiping Jesus, and that's really kind of a disgrace to the real message. The real message was that the truth is within all of us. But the government can't tolerate something like that, and that's why Jesus had to be put to death, because it's a threat. We have to be made to believe that we're sinners. And if that's kind of how we're put in our place anyways, is we're kept divided through all these different belief systems, and we're pitted against each other. The truth of oneness, that we're all one, we're all the same one, is really our power, and that could, it threatens every foundation that this false world is based on. And that's why people like Jesus are put to death. But now's come the time and age where anybody and everybody can know this knowledge, and this is really the time in history, what would be called the Great Awakening. And it is a time where we come out of the fog, and we start standing up and delivering the real message. And that's really what Awakening from the Dream Show is all about. So, welcome, and I will look forward to doing more of these videos. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Oh yeah, and if you like the channel, please subscribe. And remember to hit that bell, and then you'll get notified when I make new videos. So alright, I will see you next time on The Awakening from the Dream Show.